Hello ladies. After many requests to do a video of how I made these dimensional flowers on this embossing folder, I decided I would do a video for you all. I'm going to try to keep it short, not to get into too much detail. I have a couple of tips though before we get started. Tip number one, use good quality white paper like our white daisy. And something that I learned from Jennifer McGuire is spritz your paper before you put it in the embossing paper. Don't get it soaked. Just take a real light spritz both sides of it, and then put it through the embossing folder. It will keep your paper from cracking and gives you a deeper impression. So I did that on here. I also, as you can see, this paper is bigger than what my embossing folder is. I always cut my paper to the size of the embossing folder so that I can trim off whatever I don't want. It just makes it easier, and it gives you a little room to blend in if you want to blend in. So that's my first tip. Now, I used this, one of the little Ranger blending tools, to do my blending. Now normally, and I will for my other colors, I will use blending brushes. Another tip for these particular stencils is to have a variety of sizes of blending brushes. I know that we at Close to My Heart only sell the one size, which is a perfect size for most things. But you can get a variety pack on other websites with different sizes. This little one is so perfect for these little stems. And then this size is perfect for the little leaves and stuff, so that you don't blend out of the area you're working on. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is use white daisy. I've designated this for my white daisy, and I keep it in this little plastic bag. Now, I did see that one of the problems, I think, when I got some bubbling might be because of the pouncing with the white daisy. If you use the blending brush, you might not get as much little air bubbles, I guess it is, in the embossed image after you've heated it. But I don't want to use my blending brushes for that. I just think that they're too fragile to use, and then it's hard to clean off the pigment ink. Make sure that you line up your stencil. Now this first stencil is for the dots, the little berries, and the petals. That's the only thing. So you can put your washi tape anywhere you're not covering those. And just keep in mind that you want to keep your petals lined up with your stencil all the way around. So if it shifts a little, just check that. I like to tape it down real good, like so. And then the first time I did this, I tried to not get the dots, and I was masking, and I'm like, oh, half of my ink dried by the time I got done, believe it or not, with pigment ink. So basically, I just went over this whole thing, concentrating on the petals. I don't really care if I get the dots or not, because I'm going to use stickles for the dots. I like the shine that I get from the stickles. So if I get the dots, it doesn't matter. I just want to quickly get this on. Sorry if I'm moving my camera. I can't really tell, but I can hear my desk kind of moving. So I'm just quickly trying to see if I got all of these covered. You can kind of tell because the white daisy, even though it says white daisy, still has a little bit of a creamy color to it. So So you can kind of tell when you have them all covered. Excuse me if my voice gets crackly or if I sniff or whatever. I got some sinus issues going on, and I took some sinus medicine. So I might get the zoomies too. You ever take that stuff and you just start zooming around? Okay, so now I'm just going to take my embossing powder and get a good coverage on all of those. Flowers, just kind of ignoring the dots because I just don't really care about the dots. See, and you can see some of it didn't stick, and that's why I ended up doing it 3 times, which was fine. I have a noisy heat gun, so I'm going to step back a little bit, and I'm just going to dry this. Okay, sorry about that noise. Now I kind of like the crackle you get. Can you see that crackle? It's kind of cool, but I don't have a very good coverage, so I'm going to do this again. If I can find my thing. This is the first time I've ever done a video like this without doing a live. But I decided to just do it this way instead of going live, in case I want to maybe try and cut some of it out if I got too much in there. Or I looked on there to see if I could pause it, but I didn't see where you could pause it, just kind of stop it. So I guess I could have just stopped it and started it back up again, but I am definitely not a pro at videoing, so my paper's a little bit warped. And maybe if I would re-ink my White Daisy, I might get better coverage the first time. Before I make another one of these cards, I'm going to do that. I'm going to re-ink my White Daisy. So I'm going to do this again. This time I'm going to really get in there. Now, not only does this give you better coverage by doing it more than once, but it also gives you that deeper dimension. So that that's what made these flowers kind of pop right off the card. All right, that looks good. Let's get some more powder on that. Well, this is relatively new powder, So I don't think it's the powder that's giving me the bad coverage. I think it's the ink. I think I really need to re-ink that White Daisy. Oh, am I gonna make it? Oh, I poured it all out. Oh, there we go. Got enough on there that time. I like embossing, but boy, is it messy. Oops, got a clump there. I got a clump on that one, but maybe it'll smooth out. Let me get that jar way away from there. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, sorry that took so long. I was trying to get all the, the little dots that I had done. Now you can see that has a lot better coverage on it now. And I am going to do it one more time. But I'm not going to do it right now. I'll do it later. I didn't want this video to last forever, so I'm going to do that one more time. And it won't hurt me to do the rest of my stenciling before I do that. Now, this is the next stencil that I use. It has these leaves in it, and I did try to color those, but it didn't stay because it's already embossed. So I figured, well, it doesn't really need it. So basically what we're going to do on this one is just the leaves. The other one has the stems and the hollies. And I don't think it really, oh, and it also has the little tiny things in the middle. I don't think it really matters which one you do first. Maybe I'll do the ones with the stems first. It really doesn't matter. Just want to make sure that's dry so I'm not pulling off my embossing powder. So then you're just going to line these up, find the right one. There we go. This one was a little trickier. See if my light helps. Nah, it doesn't. I need to get some nice lights if I want to be like you professionals and learn how to really do videos and maybe post them on YouTube and make the big bucks. But that's going to be a while. Okay, so I'm just gonna washi tape this down. And this one you got to be careful not to get you got little stems. And you got the hollies. I think that's all that's on here, stems and hollies. So I'm gonna take my mocha ink. I love this brown. I think it's really pretty. Oh wait, no, I didn't do mocha on this one. I apologize. Ooh, I wanted it lighter because of the softness of the rest of the card. I wanted it softer, so I used toffee on this. Now, because I'm not doing this only for my team, I'm going to do this in my workshop. I just want people to know you can use these brushes on like colors. Just take it on a scrap piece of paper a few times until it's kind of clean before you stick it in a new color. I wouldn't mix any colors, you know, just mix brown with brown, greens with greens, but I just designate one for each color family unless the colors are, you know, like if I have a light blue and a dark blue, of course I'm not going to mix those. But so you can see this little one is just for the stems. And yes, these stems are a little tricky to line up, but I think I got them lined up pretty good this time. The first time, I didn't get it lined up very well. But it's okay, it just kind of looks shadowy. So what's nice about this, when you have your stenciling done, or your embossing done, you, if you go over and get some on your flower, it doesn't matter because it'll wipe right off. So this little brush is my favorite. I just love this little thing. And I honestly can't remember where I got these from. It might have been scrapbook.com. I don't think I got them on Amazon. But I honestly can't remember. I bought these before we started selling them at Close to My Heart. And then my girlfriend gave me a pack. Judy gave me a pack that she got off of Temu. And they work, and it's nice because they're all colored, but the brush is nothing like the ones that we sell. Nothing. They're stiff, but they work. You know, they work. It gives me a bigger variety of brushes. They do work, but they're not as soft as the ones that we sell. And that really does make a difference, in my opinion. I'm trying to be quick about this. You got to get all of those stems. See, and this is why I don't care about the outside edge. It's bigger because I can be sloppy and quick and just kind of get it done. Of course, our all-purpose mat is wonderful for ink blending. Okay, so that's that color. And I'm bringing my card back in, and we're going to do these hollies now. And I did those in Glacier. I tested a few different colors that we have, and I thought Glacier was the softest color. It looked really pretty. And here's my Glacier one. This is one of the, nope, this isn't even a Close to My Heart one. This must have came in the multi-pack I bought. Now this is a little trickier. I don't want to get it over my stems, so got to do that. I love these sets, and don't forget that we had one last year too, this holly one, and I got that out today, and I'm going to play, and it looked like that when it was finished. So I got that one out to play with too. I'm getting a good start on my Christmas cards. I have to make multiples of these or I won't want to give them away. So I better get busy. Am I the only one that has a hard time giving away really pretty cards? I've been trying to get better at it, so I don't keep cards around. I have way too many. Hundreds of cards. Another thing to be careful about is if you get ink on your folder or your stencil, that is going to transfer to another color. I can just see that I got some on this leaf. which I don't think really matters too much. It'll just give it a little character. But you do have to be careful about that. You could wipe it off real quick before you go using another color, which is what I should have done. But I'm trying to hurry and just give you a quick example. So far, I have not mastered the quick video. Whew, it's looking pretty already. Okay. Now the next step is the veins in the leaves and the little ferny thing, whatever it is. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just a pine. Let's see. Trying to figure out where it goes. Like that. Yep. Now this one was really tricky to line up, because these little things are tiny. I'm going to try to pull my lamp over here. Nope, that doesn't help. That makes it worse. I'm doing a video. I'm washing the pillows because we've both been sick. And I thought, well, I'm going to try to germ-free that bedding. And he didn't know what setting to put the pillows in the dryer on, so he wrote me a note. Yes, my husband does the laundry. I put it in. He does the drying and folding most of the time. Oh, you know what one was that on? I lost my little centers. I didn't do the centers on that last embossing folder. I had the little yellow centers, and I didn't do those. I think I forgot that several different times using this stencil. This one's harder to tape down because there's a lot more you have to use. Okay, so this one I used Mist. I thought Mist was really pretty and soft. And you don't have to do these because it won't stay. So we're just doing these little, I guess they're pine needles. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just a fern. And then the insides of the holly. And maybe I won't even do this whole card. I don't know, it's not taking that long. I don't know how long my video's been so far. Let's see, 23 minutes. All right, we won't go over a half hour. Maybe I'm giving more instruction than you needed, but I love these stencils. I just think they're so nice. They just make the prettiest cards, as you know. Oh, I got something to tell you. If you follow the Scrapbooking Cards today, and you're following the Facebook page for the card of the month, once a day card of a month or whatever, my fall card I did with this stencil is in that, and I've made it to round 2. So if you could go on their Facebook page, well, not on their Facebook page, but if you follow the Scrapbooking Cards today, they'll send you an email when the voting is live. And today I got the notification for round 2, and I still made it. This will be the 3rd one of my cards I've had in there, but I've never made it past round 2 or round 3. I can't remember for sure. So I think it's got a good chance because it's really different than all the other cards in that voting. So I would appreciate your votes. Be so exciting to be the best card of the month. You don't get anything for it, just the satisfaction of making a great card. But it's fun. It's always nice to get recognition, right? Okay, I think I got that good. Let's reveal. Ta-da! And the only thing I got to do is go back and put my little yellow centers in. So I might as well just finish it. I've already got my honey butter ink out here. And I'll get my yellow brush out. And I'm not even going to tape it down for these. I just got to find them. Which, let's see. That's the hardest part. And these little things, once you get them on there, they line right up. So I do one at a time. I just hold it there. Do that. This one has 2 little dots. Move it over just a little bit. And that's it. There you go. Now I cut that down to 4 by 5 1/4. Just cut around a little bit on each side. And then on this card, I took the mist ink and I went around the edges. I'm gonna give it a little bit of definition around the edges. And I did keep it down like this after I cut it down and used my mat so that it gave it a really soft around it. I put a piece of white glitter paper underneath there with just a 1/16 of an inch border, and then on top of a piece of mist cardstock on the dark side to cover the entire card front. And this is from an old card, an old stamp set, old Christmas stamp set that I just happen to have up here. So that's it. I hope I've answered all your questions. I am going to go back and put a 3rd coat of embossing powder on this, and that should give it that really nice smooth dimension. Have a great day, ladies. Bye-bye.